Hey guys, Kev here, and we have a new 3D printed fidget company on the streets. Thought I had that like rocking. Did you see how it kind of moved that one time? I was trying to repeat that. There you go. Anyway, we have a new brand. It's called FidgetBoy, and this company is run by Jason Tierney. If you guys are in the fidget world on Facebook, which is really the only fidget community, there's nowhere else to really go. He has been a part of the knife community and fidget community for a while now, and he started his own fidget brand making 3D printed fidgets. So that is where we sit. I have 3 of them in front of me. I have had a chance to play with them a little bit. 2 of them I think are top-notch, phenomenal, really can't miss, possibly best in category. One of them is not for me, but we will get to that. First, I want to go over Jason's story because, well, he took the time to write me a book, so I am going to go ahead and show you this book. Makes it easiest for me. So that way, you guys, if you want to pause and read, you can read all about it. But basically what he says is he's been collecting fidgets and knives for the last couple of years. I believe I met Jason originally through knives. I think he commented on one of my videos, or maybe it was in some other scenario, but it was through knives. And he got into fidgets. I don't know if it was around the same time that I did, about a year and a half ago. So very interesting. He has a daughter who is 2, and he's always been interested in 3D printing. And he thought it would be cool to make her little figurines and stuff like that. So he got a 3D printer, I guess, and started making stuff. And then, you know how it goes when you're into stuff. You start fiddling around, and he started making fidgets. He's a designer by trade, so that helps, obviously. And yeah, so he started doing it, and he sent a couple of fidgets out to people in the community, and they seemed to really like it. Gave him, I think, a little bit of a push to really try to do this, and apparently it has worked out. So he sent me 3 of them. And he said the first one is called the SliderBoy, but I think just letting it be known as the OG Fidget Boy works perfectly. It's a 3-click design, of course, based off the retro design of the Game Boy. I am in the process of continuing to improve upon this one and hope to be able to release an upgraded option in the near future. So that would be this guy right here. This is what I would definitely call the Fidget Boy, but you could also call it the SliderBoy. Then we have the second slider. The name that kind of stuck from Kyle, Fidget Focus, shout out to Kyle, is the BabyCrab. It's a small 2-click design made for grip, speed, and take up extremely little pocket space. So these are very similar, I would say, and we'll do a little comparison later on. The third one, and honestly one of, if not my current favorite, is the CoinBoy. Personally, I think it rivals even some of the best milled coins out there. It's comfortable, great feedback, and fun to play with. Okay, so that's the CoinBoy. Then he said, I thought it best to keep the description short and sweet. No attempts to plant any thoughts or try to convince you of anything, as I know you will derive your own honest thoughts and opinions. I appreciate you taking the time to check it out, what I have to offer, and can't wait to share with you the rest of the community the new things I'm cooking in the oven. One design being something completely new, never seen anyone do something like it. And he's happy to see my success, which is awesome. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate it, Jason. He also wanted to mention that he forgot it. I named it the BabyCrab, and Kyle called it the Baby Turtle. I still prefer crab, as I was thinking about the bumps on top of a crab shell. Then he mentioned the business is called FidgetBoy, and he's currently only offering through Facebook. So if you guys want to pick up any of these, you can hit up Jason via Messenger, just like I'm talking to him here. Unfortunately, he didn't give us prices in here, but I'm guessing they're reasonable. I don't have any reason to think they wouldn't be. Maybe we can take a look there. He also started a website before he sent these out to me. So FidgetBoy.com is now a website you can go to, and he's hoping to be able to have stuff up there for people to buy in the near future. So let's check out the Facebook page and see if we can get a price, and otherwise we'll just move along. Let's see. It's loading, of course. Come on, baby. So here's FidgetBoy, 19 followers. I don't think we're going to get any pricing on here. Oh, yes, we are. I apologize. So one slider is $30, 2 sliders is $50, 3 sliders is $70, and 4 sliders is $85. Looks like some kind of new design here. And there's the ones we've seen before. So that's pretty cool. I was going to ask about colors. It does look like he does have other colors. So that'll wrap up our iPad part of the video. Sorry. But I like to give you guys all the information. Sometimes I get shit from people because, you know, I don't know the maker's social security number, address, and date of birth. I just, you know, sometimes I don't have all that information, and honestly, I roll with what I have. It's really me just trying to give you feedback and give you my opinion on the product. And you guys, you know, if you have to click a link in the description to figure out some more info, I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to do that, okay? I don't have everything. But looks like 30 bucks is your starting point on these. So let's start off with the one I really don't like very much, and that's the CoinBoy. And I found it interesting that he just said, luckily I didn't read any of that before I made my own opinions. He said this was his favorite, and he said it rivaled the milled coins out there. Now, I'm not sure what he means by that, if he's talking about like the stuff that Fidget Things does. Fidget Things has the coin fig, which is similar. And I'm not a fan of that one either. I actually bought one. That was the first thing I bought from Derek over at Fidget Things, and I returned it because I just could not get that thing to cooperate with me. And then I got a chill pill and was stoked on that, and the tactile slider, and the rest is history. Now I have the Switch, and I love that as well. But anyway, or I don't know if he's talking about coins like NJT, Hand Power, or this thing from 42 Cosmos, but they're completely different, right? These, or this, rotates on magnets, right? It doesn't slide in any way. The NJT, Hand Power, Ulti Coin, same thing, rotates. So I would not put this in the same category as those. And my gripes with this are the size. It's absolutely thick as balls. Now, if you're just using it as a desk slider or something, that's perfectly fine, right? But if you're planning on putting this in your pocket, it's a chunk. You know, here's the FidgetBoy, which already is pretty much, you know, as thick as I would want to go. You know, and you're looking at like 1.5 to 2 of these, right? We can grab the old calipers here and get into this guy right here. We're looking at 0.86. You almost have an inch of coin in your pocket that way, and then you have 1.5 inches of coin in your pocket that way. It's just a little too big for me. And then ultimately, the function of it is not for me either. Now, I'm not saying this isn't good. I want to be clear on that because, you know, he did say it was like his favorite. And it very well could be someone's favorite. It's just for me, if it's a coin, I want it to rotate like a coin, like the NJT coin. Can't do that. And you can kind of go up and down, which, yeah, it does have a good amount of snap. If you take nothing else away from this rambling nonsense of a video here, take away the fact that Jason has really captured, in my opinion, he has captured the one thing that I always want in a fidget, and that is a good snap. He has dialed in the magnets to where they have very strong feedback, very good snap, and that is really, really cool. So rest easy. If you're somebody like me who wants that really crisp snap, you're gonna get it here, and I really like that. But anyway, the coin, you know, you can go up and down, you can go in different directions, but you can't really you can rotate a little bit like this, but it's not the same as like a Compiform, you know, Laugh Now, Cry Later, where you rotate down and it kind of spins around. It's just different because this is on a track, right? This is not on a track, so you're just not able to do the same stuff. I'm sure there's some tricks and whatnot that, here's a thickness comparison, by the way. I'm sure there's some things you can do that I haven't found yet. And, you know, it's cool. I don't want to sit here and say it's, like, bad. It's just not for me is where I'm going with that. If you are okay with the size, it actually does fill the hand pretty well. So it's kind of nice in the hand because it's big like that. It fits. It's got some girth to it, so she said. You know, you could pull them apart and kind of play with them that way if you want, but I just haven't found a good sweet spot with this one for me personally. So, yeah, this is my least favorite. My second favorite, or whatever, however you want to put it, is this guy here. This is the, I believe, the BabyCrab, or, what was it? The Baby Turtle, something like that. And this one, man, this is what I'm saying about the snap. He just has that down. Now, I'm not a big 2-click guy, but if you're looking for minimal in terms of overall length, I think this really hits it, and hits it well. I would love to see this one thinned out a little bit. I think the thickness on the FidgetBoy is damn near perfect. I think this one's just a little too thick. Again, I'd rather have this in my pocket, even though it's slightly bigger. It actually feels smaller in the pocket because it's thinner. At least it feels thinner in my hand. I could be wrong. I can measure them. But, yeah, the 2-click is good. He has really good magnets in here. And I gotta say, out of the 3D printed sliders that I've handled, I think these are the best when it comes to a regular sort of just no-track slider. If you look at 3DC Printing, which is one of my other favorites, probably my favorite 3D printed brand right now, I like their material choices better. I like their finishing work and design a little better. Like, I like that they have 2 colors. This is black. That's, you know, Ultim material or whatever. It just looks a little nicer to me than just this yellow box. But in terms of function, these are very close to each other. The 3DC Printing's one doesn't have quite the magnet strength. So if you're somebody with weak hands, you like something a little bit softer, 3DC Printing's is probably the way to go. But if you want that ultimate just snap and feel, if you want something to feel like a, you know, $300 Compiform slider, this legitimately feels that good. It might be better than a Compiform slider in terms of its actual function. It just feels amazing to flick around and pop around and ladder and do all that stuff. It just feels really good. It has nice balance. It's really balanced. The weight, the material to the magnet strength, everything is just really well done on this. Obviously, whatever he's doing for the slide material, which I think is just, I don't know what if he has tape on there or something, but it's effortless. It feels fantastic. And honestly, 3DC Printings was the only company to do that before this, where it just feels normal. It doesn't feel like 3D printed plastic sliding on plastic. Like, it just feels like a slider, you know? Like I said, I think this still feels more refined overall. But the fact that we are in the same conversation is really, really good. This is probably the best slider from 3DC Printings I've handled. The apex here, the magnets are a little snappier than that other one I just showed you, but still not quite as, I mean, you can just see how it's whipping around there. And this works great, but I can come off track a little bit, right? I wonder, if I can. Hey, look at that. Anyway, they both feel really, really good. But, you know, I like the design a little bit better on here. But again, in terms of function, moving on now to the FidgetBoy, I'm a 3-click guy, so this is perfect. And I feel like what they did here was they put the perfect size of it. Like, it's a little smaller, a little shorter than the Apex. It's just a really good size. You don't need a giant slider, you know? And the amount of grip you get from the Game Boy design that has ridges and buttons and all this shit, it makes it real easy to manipulate. You have no slippage. This is one of the biggest things for me when it comes to sliders and fidgets is I have sweaty hands. And, you know, it gets to a point where sometimes I have to put away fidgets because I'm just like a little too sweaty and they start slipping and sliding. Well, that's not going to happen with these 3D printed ones because they have nice sharp edges. The material's light enough. Yeah, so just very well done there. This right here, to me, is hands down the best 3D printed slider that I've ever handled. So, got to give Jason props on that. It's just really good. It's got that really good 1, 2, 3 click, swings around effortlessly, and it just, man, it doesn't feel 3D printed. It feels like every other top of the line slider that I've used. I'm talking Modusworks wrapped. I'm talking Compiform, you know, V3, Allure, whatever the hell they're calling it now. This thing is right up there with it. It just really feels good. And you can get one of these for $30. So, that's pretty cool. Now, if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, 3DC is going to have it with, you know, this being like 15 or 20 bucks. And you do get a pretty good snap and feel. And, again, this is one of my favorite 3D printed or even just favorite sliders out there, but I would put this just a notch up in terms of that feel with those really strong magnets is what it feels like, and they slide really well. Now I don't know how this will hold up, we'll see, but this is fantastic. And this is basically the same, just a little bit smaller, one less click. Just really snappy. And then you have the CoinBoy that, you know, just not for me. I pinch myself a little bit. I'm sure there's some kind of motions I'm just not doing or thinking of. But if it were me, I would totally pick up these two. 50 bucks and you get both, you know, not a bad deal at all. So I'm hoping to see more colorways, some more variety. Maybe a little bit better detail and finish work. Sounds like he's working on all that stuff. But this is a home run. I mean, it's a really, really cool product. And, you know, people are always crying for stuff that's more affordable and whatnot. And, you know, the first thing they're going to say is, oh, it's $30, but it's 3D printed. So that's not any good. And it's like, you know, you can't have both things, right? And if it holds up, why does it matter how it's made? You know, it's a phenomenal product. So let me know what you guys think down below. I would love to hear about it. Do you have one of these? Do you want to pick one of these up? I will link what I can below. As of right now, you still just go over to Facebook, search FidgetBoy, and you can message from there and pick these up. It sounds like he's posting drops on there as well, which is cool. So yeah, that is the FidgetBoy 3D printed fidget company. And we have the CoinBoy, the BabyCrab or turtle, and then we have the FidgetBoy or the SliderBoy. All right, love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.